Hi guys, in this episode I'm gonna show you and explain on all issue with the power steering rack. This is a power steering rack from BMW 740i F series and I bought another one from f10 series, and actually they are the same. The electric motor has control unit in it, and if you want to replace this power steering rack you have to code the power steering rack after replacing. Here is the control unit of the electric motor. The control unit could be bad for several reasons. The first and very common reason is if you have crack and the water came inside the control unit, and usually water destroys the control unit and it doesn't work. But very interesting thing is that in many cases it doesn't show code, it doesn't show that anything is wrong with your electric power steering rack. This electric motor and power steering rack became your own life. Sometimes the steering wheel spins easy, sometimes is not, and sometimes you drive and the steering rack became harder, and sometimes it easier, and it's very annoying. And the worst thing, it could be very dangerous. But if you connect the computer says that the power steering rack works well. In my case, the power steering rack stopped working after an accident, and after that I began to lose this problem. First that I tried to replace the electric motor themselves. Of course it didn't work because I didn't know that I had to code this electric motor to the car. Also, I didn't install the electric motor properly. This electric motor has special rubber belt, and very important thing is that this belt should be tightened very properly. BMW dealer doesn't sell the electric motor separately because there are any ways and tools to install this motor properly. Of course, I searched internet and I find out that it is possible to install this electric motor back. There are 3 screws which hold the motor. I just put the flat screwdriver between power steering rack and the electric motor. I gave a little bit tension and tied the 3 screws. Actually, this is 2-man job, and you need second person that will hold the pressure and at the same time tight 3 screws. Of course, if you have chance to buy a steering rack assemble, buy it and don't take off the electric motor, because after that it will not OEM and you will not able to install this 100% properly. The belt shouldn't be tight too much, and also it shouldn't be too loose. If you will over tight the belt, it will break soon, but if the belt will loose, you will hear clicking noise from the power steering rack and you will destroy the belt in a few minutes. All my explanation means that you have to tie the belt properly. Actually, you can check the tension. Against this electric motor is one plastic cap. You can take this plastic cap off and you will see the belt themselves, and you can use screwdriver to check if this belt has normal tension. Actually, I was installing this electric motor a few times until I installed this motor properly. After all installation, I find person who code this electric motor to the car, and the electric steering rack start work properly. I didn't take video how I did it because I had too much stress, and for me it was important to do this job, and yeah, I didn't know if it will work or not, but now I can explain all problems. Of course, this power steering rack cost about $400, $500, $600. and also you have to pay for the guy who will code this power steering rack with a lot of money. It is much cheaper to buy electric motor for $200 and save about 400. But my suggestion, guys, don't buy electric motor separately. Don't try to install it back, because like I told you, you'll not able to install this electric motor 100% properly back. After you code the power steering rack, you have to use Rheingold or ISTA to memorize the power steering rack position. Also, one thing that I didn't mention, before all this job, guys, install the steering wheel in the center and don't turn the steering wheel during the fixing. Yeah, you can easily break one wire under steering wheel if the steering wheel was not in the center. Also, the electric motor can work properly, but the steering rack themselves could have mechanical issue. In this case, you have to replace power steering rack and use your old control unit with electric motor. If you guys have some question, you can ask me in the comments. And thank you guys for watching. Subscribe my channel please and click the likes.